Hello and welcome to Everett Memorial Stadium and to our first ever high school football pregame show. I'm Michelle Fenelon alongside the voice of AHS Sports, Josh DelGaizo. Josh, finally, we are back. Football is back in Everett and it's in April. How did we get here?
Well, Michelle, let's face it. We definitely face something that the world hasn't seen in over 100 years with the pandemic, but we're not going to jump down that road. We're all well-versed on that, but hey, we got some spring football going on. I don't hate it. Got a little bit of wind because, we're right next door to the Atlantic Ocean, but we're in 55-degree territory right now. I know sometimes you get that in early September, but I'll take a little April action to get the juices flowing. So place is ready to rock down here at Everett Stadium on Route 16, and we're looking for a big-time action, big-time show, and happy to bring it to you.
I'm not going to lie, it's spring, but it does feel like fall football. Coming up, we will hear from new head coach Rob DiLoretto. We'll talk about the quarterback situation and what to expect from Everett High this season. Tonight, Everett High faces a Lynn English team who makes its debut in the Greater Boston League. But the biggest debut of the night is new head coach Rob DiLoretto. Josh, you've talked to Coach. You know about Coach. What does he bring to this program?
So Rob is a guy who his roots are here in this city. He grew up here. He went to school here. He spent time on Coach DelGaizo's staff. The legend as we know it needs no introduction there. So obviously he's well versed with this program. The seniors currently were freshmen when Coach DiLoretto was on the staff. So he's been able to have an interaction and introduce himself with these kids. And he's looking forward to now taking over the reins. I know he's very excited. He's a man that runs his programs very strong. He's very disciplined, and he creates a family-first atmosphere. You can see the kids are excited, and when the kids are excited, good things happen. So Coach DiLoretto, a lot to look forward to as he returns here home, back to the Tide after many years spent in Arlington. So he's done a great job, and he's looking to rise up with the Tide here and now.
He's inheriting one of the best programs in the state, 12 Division I Super Bowl titles in the past 25 years. Who are some of those special players he'll get the opportunity to coach this season?
Well, to me, the list starts right off with Tyrese Baptiste. He's a senior. He's pretty much just about a four-year starter, 3-year starter, big time on the field. He's been here for about 4 years now, and he's been doing an excellent job. He's a two-way player that makes a lot happen, and he can impact the game in a number of ways. Swiss Army knife, if you will. So Tyrese Baptiste is one of just many. You have Sammy Lamoth, who can make an impact. He's a big-time defensive player. We'll talk about maybe a wrinkle where he's involved. I'll let you lead into that. How about anchor in the defensive side of the ball, Josiah Stewart, a wrecking ball at defensive end. He can make a lot of things happen. Two-way threat, 6'4", 250 pounds. Jalen Murphy's the bookend there. I feel like I could go on and on down the list, but these guys can make a lot happen. But it starts with Tyrese Baptiste. Big-time player. Baptiste can make it happen.
Josh, you hinted to it a little bit. One of the best kept secrets in all of Massachusetts high school football sports this season has been, who's the quarterback for this Everett football team? Now that it's game time, who's starting tonight?
So, as we found out, sounds like Sammy Lamoth will be taking the reins as the Crimson Tide quarterback. I kind of led to it, hopefully not a little too soon. We talked about the wrinkle of Sammy Lamoth and the impact he's made defensively. But watch for number 5, taking his time under center. This is a guy that can get it done. Now, we all know about his athletic ability, but I've been looking at those scrimmages. He navigates the ball very well downfield. He throws off the play action. He knows where to find his receivers. And if there's any type of crowd back there in the secondary and the pressure gets hot, Sammy can tuck it and run. He can make a lot of things happen with his feet. And more importantly, he's a big-time leader. He is headlining that locker room, and the guys follow his lead. And look for Sammy Lamoth to impact the game big time from quarterback position.
Let's talk about this a little more. This is a player who played running back. He played on the defensive side of the ball. He's never played quarterback in his entire football career. Now he's starting quarterback this season. When you think about old Everett, that old offense, you think about running the ball. DiLoretto, as we mentioned, he's not new to this program. How much do you expect to see that old Everett offense with Sammy Lamoth back there now?
I think you're going to see a lot of it, Michelle. That's a great point because here's a guy that can do both. And you talk about what kind of a special kid that Sammy is to take over that role. I mean, he's able to just inject himself without playing the position, and he looks like a seasoned vet back there. But that's kind of the things you talk about. He'll be able to navigate the running game. He'll be able to throw the ball down the field. He can read from receiver, check down, and take off. I mean, here's a guy that knows where to find his blitzers, where to see the guys are coming at the line of scrimmage, and I think Lamoth is going to give you some versatility back there, along with a threat in the vertical passing game that's going to surprise a lot of opposing teams, but it's going to come to no surprise to Coach DiLoretto and his Crimson Tide teammates. That's why a guy like Sammy Lamoth, he can enter his first year as quarterback and and look like he's done it his whole life. This could be the position he's been waiting on.
Josh, when you talk about Everett football, we're used to seeing them dominate teams, especially in the GBL. This season is different. You know, it's a pandemic season, new head coach, new quarterback. Realistically, what can we expect from this Crimson Tide team this year?
Well, it's kind of a loaded question there, Michelle. I mean, what you can expect is, the talent will be ready to go. But certainly, it's been about, 17 months since action has taken place here. So a little bit of an open chessboard, if you will. I think what you can expect is a team that's going to battle on every play, every down. I think they're going to come ready to go. I think they have still a ton of athletes that can make it happen in space. I would say if there's a big question mark, it would probably be on the offensive line. Last fall, 2019, the last time they played, that was kind of a senior-laden unit. So obviously, anytime you lose a big chunk of your offensive line, it's going to leave some question marks as to who's going to be filling that. But if we're talking about some of your athletes in space and some of your hard hitters on defense, there's a lot to like here. And there's definitely a lot to be concerned about if you're on the other side. So let's see how that offensive line comes together. Otherwise, again, the expectation here in Everett, nothing short of premium, hot, primetime football. And I think that's what you're looking for the Crimson Tide to bring. And I know the fans here are looking for the Tide to rise.
Of course, we expect to continue that winning tradition here. Now that we know about Everett and what to expect from Everett, what can we expect from their opponent, Lynn English?
So you're going to have a Lynn English Bulldogs team coming in. Everyone knows the Bulldogs for their basketball program, but let us not forget it's a factory over there, big-time sports program. They have their head coach, Chris Carroll, who's going into his 6th season. He's done a really good job leading that program, and he has a quarterback, Jesse Maggs. He's 6'2", 210 pounds, strong arm, pocket passer, and he's had some success leading this Lynn English offense. Now, again, we kind of talk about it with Everett. Same thing with Lynn English, kind of an open chessboard. So I would expect the Bulldogs to come out firing the football, using Jesse Maggs' arm strength and being able to navigate down the field. They were dealt a blow. They have one of their top players, Taj Porter, is out with a season-ending injury, and that's definitely a little bit of a blow to what they want to do. But look for Anthony Timmons. He's a running back linebacker. He's going to anchor both sides of the ball there, and they have a great offensive line with senior leadership. So the Lynn English Bulldogs, to open up your season, you're going to have to be ready to go. A lot of talent there, and it would make for nothing more for their season to be made than coming into Everett and disrupting the season opener. So Tide, going to have to be ready to roll tonight.
Absolutely. That's everyone's goal when they come here. But DelGaizo said it to us best. Both teams are kind of like on equal playing fields because they haven't played in so long. They both started working out on the field in April. We are moments away from Everett High taking the field for their season opener. But first, let's take a listen to what head coach Rob DelGaizo had to say ahead of tonight's season opener. Coach, first and foremost, congratulations. I know you heard it so much in the past couple of months. What emotions are you experiencing as you get ready to coach your first game?
Yeah, tremendous amount of emotions. So proud of the players who have committed themselves to dedicating so much time and effort to get ready for this Fall 2 season. And on a personal note, I'm extremely proud and honored to be able to coach the Everett Crimson Tide in our first game tomorrow night of this abbreviated 2021 season.
You're inheriting a program that has a winning tradition, a lot of culture. You know this because you played and you coached here. How much pressure are you putting on yourself to continue that winning tradition?
Well, I put a tremendous amount of pressure on myself. So, yeah, there's a lot of pressure that comes with the job. I'm trying to balance it and keep it fun and realize that the kids right now, this playing football is such an outlet for them, and it's allowed us to come together as a family, and it's allowed the kids to bond in person, which they haven't been able to do at school because of remote learning. So it's been going really good.
You mentioned the kids and you mentioned bonding, which I think is very important. And for you specifically, how tough was it to develop that chemistry with your players, knowing that you're a new head coach and it's a different season?
Yeah, so I knew a lot of the players because I've coached here for 2 years previously, and we worked out together over the summer. So I felt like we had a good foundation of a relationship, and I've just tried to be myself. I've tried not to be anybody else. To thine own self be true. Just be who I am and try to establish relationships and earn trust of the kids. And so far, I feel like we've taken a lot of positive steps in the right direction.
I know you said you wanted to keep it fun for these players. For the seniors specifically, what is it do you want for them this season?
I want them to be able to, in 20 years, look back and say, during a pandemic, we were able to put together a football season like none other. We've had to adapt on a daily basis. We've had to not be able to use locker rooms. We've had to stay socially distant. We've had to wear masks. And through all that, it's still just football, and it's an activity that we just stressed with them to have fun and to just be with each other. And this should be a time for them to let go of any problems they have, a time to de-stress, a time to just be kids and have fun. And it's sad that we have to use the word stress so much nowadays. But I think that's one thing about the pandemic that's let us all understand, is that kids and adults alike need time and places for outlets. And let's hope that this is one of the real positive parts of our players' lives.
Shifting over to game time, what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge on the football field this season?
Playing disciplined and sharp football. The kids had a gap of 16 months. So no team in the GBL has had a chance to get together at all. We just had footballs put on the field on April 1st. And so 16 months of not being able to do sports-specific drills has an impact on your performance. So we have to keep it simple, keep it basic, and stay disciplined. I think that's a big key to this. And stay positive, because it's not going to be smooth sailing every rep.
Looking over to Lynn English, what do you know about this football team?
Well, they haven't played in a long time either. I know they're very well coached, and I know what they've done in the past, in 2019. So we tried to put a game plan together based on their tendencies from their last season. But truth be told, tomorrow's a game where neither coach and neither team really knows what the other team's going to do, because we don't have any film on each other, which in a way makes it fun.
My last question. I think one of the best kept secrets in all of Massachusetts high school football has been your quarterback situation.
Yeah.
So come game time, who's starting quarterback?
So Sammy Lamoth is going to start. He's a senior. He's a leader. And he's earned the spot. And he's never played football in his life at quarterback, at the position of quarterback. And but we feel like he's going to do a great job. We're excited to see him perform tomorrow night.
I know I said this is my last question. This is my last question now. Why Sammy?
He's a leader, and his skill set at the position has improved immensely since April 1st. And the team's rallied around him, and I think he's the best at the position. Gives us the best chance to win tomorrow night.
Coach, thank you so much for taking
You're
the time
welcome.
to speak to
All
us.
right.
Good luck.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Josh, I know I said it before, but I have to say it again. Football is back. What's your prediction for tonight?
Well, I tell you what, again, sometimes it's hard to figure what's going to take place when it's been a little over 15, 16, 17 months since we've last played. But of course, I know I wear my emotions on a sleeve here. I'm going to go Crimson Tide in this one, but I expect a hard-fought, close battle. I'm going to go Crimson Tide 28-21. That's right. I think the Bulldogs are coming ready to play tonight. They're going to be ready to show that they're here in the GBL. They got something more than just basketball over there in Lynn English. And I know that those players, those Bulldogs will be ready to go. But in the end, I think the Tide will be riding high tonight. And I expect the Crimson Tide 28-21.
Thank you, Josh. And thank you for watching our high school football pregame show. I'm Michelle Fenelon. This is the one and only, the legend, Josh DelGaizo. Everett versus Lynn English coming your way next.